Good afternoon. It's a sunshiny Saturday afternoon here in northern Quebec, and I'm just trying to figure out where the drag went on. You see the C? If I do it this way, it's a C. If I do it this way, it's an N. Oh, if you haven't noticed, I'm only half a mind today. Mr. C-Pans in the back. Well, the big C, he's Mr. C-Pans. He's the brother-in-law of the MrTacpans's and a friend of Tacpans, and he's number 86. You see, he comes in, and why it's only C-Pans is because he only gets this half of my mind. And I get to get my other half. Finally, I get to play in the game. Thank you, Mr. Tacpans. Where is he? It was a little hot here for him, so he split. He went to hell. He went to see what he could dig up there. He says, as hot as it is up here, he says, once you get one soul, he says, the temperature changes. So that's what I want to talk about, is that how we perceive things, okay? So he went to hell. Where is hell? It's only what you think in your mind, okay? We're off that subject. You want to see the next subject? Next subject has to do with the letter I. Just take a look at a bunch of designs I made. If you take a look, the best one is probably dead center now, okay? They're joints. Look at the one below it. They can move. They're like joints, okay? So anytime you see a dot, okay, not a closed dot, because there are closed black dots, which means the ends, but if you make a circle for the ending, it's not the ending at all. It's actually the end of one part, and what's inside the white is the phrase or story that was before the period that now has a circle in it. You see, that's why the I, okay, where is it? It's open, because we're living. You put a black dot there, well, there's nothing more than a volcano with black ash coming out because you're gone. So the letter I is more than what you think. So therefore, when you look at the Hyatt Regency, however they built that up, okay, that letter I is to be noticed. Hyatt is noticed. We must notice the way they created their design. And all in all, I mean, it's not only that, it also has to do with the letter H. There's just so many letters. If I show you my hexagon, take a look at this shape. Go to a soccer ball. There's two shapes on a soccer ball. I mean, I could be wrong, because I'm usually most of the time wrong when Mr. Tacpans is not here. But, well, I can't even design what I think. And I did it again. 3 messes in a row. This way, this way. Anyways, I can't even design home plate anymore. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Is that home plate? Is that what home plate looks like? That. Well, that, along with that, make the soccer ball. But you see, they can turn. You see the way it can turn? It's got the 2 pins. Although we see the hexagon as it is, don't forget, when you bought, okay, your jeans, they had to get the ball of wool or the ball of cotton to unravel to create all the levels. You see the finished product, but the real product is always up here. It can't get down here or into here without anything that works up here. So however you create yourself to work your mind, you went to school. How did you study? Well, if you didn't study well enough, maybe you can't learn this, or maybe you didn't study well enough and you didn't make it in life and you're obligated to use this. Now you've become smarter than everybody else. It's this that brings the riches. Isn't the riches in the smile? Isn't that where it really is? In the heart? When you get a little cash, it takes away some of the stress. But the appreciation of life only comes upon the understanding of life. Whoop, hold on. What's that? Mr. Tacpans wants to come in? Whoop, okay. Mr. Tacpans is back, and I guess he won't be needing me anymore. So we'll let him go on to the next subject. What did you say, Mr. Tacpans? He wants to go to a commercial break. That's insane. He thinks he's going to get paid for it. No. You taught me, Mr. Tacpans, it's not money. But we have to get this whole thing off the ground. Don't worry, you know how it works. Don't worry, I understand the people on earth. Make 5, 6, 7, 800 at ease. Just keep going. Don't stop, okay? We know the time is coming. He's not pessimistic. He's encouraging. What I wanted to go on to is, my God, let's see, Judas. To go up and right. In the word right, okay, in French, it says D-R-O-I-T. At the same time, you can sound the first three letters for drop, which would be now des draps in French, which means, I think, towels and stuff, or I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I really am good at French, and sometimes I'm not. Shark gray. What color is the shark? Shark is very important. It has 3 rows of teeth. They talk about it all the time. It's one of the elements. There's got to be hundreds of elements. Let's try to fix up the primaries that we talk about in our everyday life, and the other ones that we can add in, saying, oh my God, I don't believe it. You know, I went shopping. I went to the metro. M-E-T-R-O, metro, which means too much. I walked in there. I said, thank God I'm here. It said, shock. There was a special. Not a special, it says shock. You get 29 points. 29 points? What kind of game we playing? How many points do I have to get before the game is over? Only 70,000. They did 13,000 in groceries over 4 years. So, like, what kind of game are we playing? Is any game fair? Go back to the deck of cards again. Picture card. Doesn't that mean a card with a picture? Or does it mean a picture that has to be framed? What's inside that frame? Is it the interior of the matrix, or is it man's life going around the square? Around the square. We're going around the square. How do we go around in square? Well, that's the terminology we use here on Earth. You go around in the square. Just like if you put the 2 squares together of the heavens, you'd have a rectangle now. You'd be going east and west. One of the differences between the height and the numbers of the digital clock is because of that. It's longer to go one way than the other way. Just is. I'm not a scientist. I'm an earthologist. What is that? I take everything that's on the earth and I find it just. Earth just. Earthologist. Earth just. I'll mark that down. I just thought of that now. You heard it first. Earthologist. Now, would that be in Greek or in English? Because I'm an English guy. Okay, now I really got what the meaning is. It's earth, just, and logic. Earthologist. Okay. I come here, I look at things, I look at the word silver, it ends in ER, I look at all kinds of words that end in ER, I add them up, I see the V separates both sides, one says till, one says ER, 19 and 9, 28, 38, we have the 40 steps of light, and it finishes at the ER on the other side, and in between we have the LV, Las Vegas, the light in English, V in French, the 1222, we got 1,222, light, and light, 1,222. What I was also going to look at that, if we went to the Mayan calendar, and based on the way I'm going to look at a century, I'm going to break the century up into 5 parts, okay? So, into 4 parts. Every 25 years, we're going to count as one generation. Is that the way it is? So after 25,625 million years, we have 1,025 generations. That number is insane. I wish I can explain it to you the way I fall in love with the understanding of it. 10 is the 4-6 angel basic, okay? For talking in this class, we don't need to add the spirits to it. We're just talking about the basics of man, okay? 1-0 is the 4-6 angel in man. The 2-5 is the 1/4 of the man we are here on this earth, counting us as the heart, as 1/4 of all the suits. Although I look at the diamond suit as being the suit of the matrix, and that's why our blood is red. The suit of the matrix in the heaven is the diamond. He's got the egg underneath his chin. I said he was the son of God, but yes, he is the puppet son. He runs only through the matrix, down to here where we're created. But we can't be brought up into heaven the way we are. We're made of yellow sand, yellow gold. We are that gold. The whole thing is, the pliable we are is death. The only pliability we have is through the spirit, through the ear, through the connections, and the connections, and our connections. Don't you see it? For 6 years I've been looking at this. For the beginning of my life, I thought death was the only way. This is insane, because it's so, I can understand it. Does that mean I'm just crazy? Because I'm a little lazy and it rhymes. Can I be both of them? Lazy and crazy? Don't you have a hard time breathing in the humidity? More the water-air mixture? Don't you think there's a connection? More spirit, less spirit because of it? The temperature changes. We don't think the same anymore. We see the hot sun penetrating, but we have another thing working against us. It's what the mind believes, perceives, and believes. It's insane. I'm cold. I'm going to get into my house. It's going to be cold. I get into my house. It's not even half as cold. So I came into my house and I expected it to be, and it was, and I don't accept it because I just bought a brand new air conditioner yesterday. $347.29. Why $347.29? Well, 3 is for creation, but the 47, which means the angels of God, or time, creation of time, and 29 cents is date and birth. I just came up with a number like that, but it doesn't matter what number I come up with. Every number's got a category. Everything's got a reason. Are there 3 numbers, 4 numbers, 5 numbers? In what position, what color are the numbers? Man knows so much. But when another man says, how do I find this? It's what this man knows. If they can just change the equation to work for this man. Now this man and this man will know something about this one thing, but in 2 different dimensions. But this man can't think of what this man is thinking, and he has no idea what his game is all about. That's why when you play roulette, blackjack, craps, hideout, or whatever you want to play, the rules they set with the elements you play is what's going to bring you on further to the understanding of something completely out of the ordinary of life. Because we're programmed and it looks out of the ordinary life, so we don't even bother going there. The mind doesn't go. Whoops! I just drank a bowl of alcohol, smoked 2 joints, with a little bit of crack. Now my mind is going. Do you think they care, the government, if these people just die and overdose because of this? No, they only care because the public thinks of it. But they also care what the mind will think. What happened in the 60s when all the psychedelics were out? What were they actually after? Did they end up taking away John Lennon, John F. Kennedy during those times? Do you think it had anything to do with drugs? Absolutely not. I don't believe so one bit. Okay? Excuse me, that's not allowed to be said. There was a bit and a butt in the matter. And the butt was their back and their ass that was on the line before we make the discovery because of the mind. They know what Einstein found, and they knew he wasn't not smoking or sniffing something. Hey man, he's a scientist, he's got to discover on his own. We all want to discover on our own. It's what's up here. Because it's this that takes away every dime from one person from one end of the world, but we're blocked. So this here is stopped. Then you got to pay out this, and then nobody wants to do it. So what do? You get on, you become MrTacpans's, you make thousands of videos. Well, you make a few videos, and hopefully within time, everybody will be able to understand and connect, and we can correct this problem. I don't believe we can run without money or some kind of plastic exchange. We always have to have it. But we have to understand reason for everybody staying in business and everybody having a job and everybody staying in shape. It's life. We all want to live and have a good time. We have to make it work that way. We can't say one is more lazy than another. It's not fair. They don't understand it. But in our next part of our life, okay, when the new, when the super train passes and brings all that new energy into the earth and the new dust, there could have been a slight delay in dust when the sun was blowing before it came down here. Certain dust came into our region. Now it's 25,600 years later. Maybe there's a new dust coming out from the knowledge of the sun. You don't think God controls any of the sun? You don't think God controls any of the universe? You don't even believe that God exists. Well, let me tell you all one thing that you have to remember. When you believe in yourself, what do you say? I believe in Ronnie? No, it's a given name. When you truly believe in yourself, you become the superiority of the knowledge of the understanding of the better path. If that's you, you're God. 7.7, God in his area, God in your area. 7.7, but you're not.